A massive thank you to Space, Andre, Radu, Henry and Ninja for subscribing to the channel. If you're already featured in these clips, make sure you subscribe down below. Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 10 of Season 2 of the F1 22 My Team Career Mode. Yesterday we're here back for the British Grand Prix. Yes, of course, our home race of this 2022 season. Of course, if you missed out on the last video from Canada that went live a couple of days ago, again, I apologise. Yeah, the game completely crashed and decided it would guess where we'd finished. Now, in fact, no, it didn't even guess, sorry, it retired the car, didn't it? At the end of the Canadian GP there, so that was pretty heartbreaking, I'll be honest. I've been so annoyed with that, I've actually jumped in to record this video on the very same day. So, fingers crossed I'm not driving with too much emotion this evening. But, of course, as well, was a massive thank you to all of you guys for the continued support on the channel at the moment. You know, at the time of recording this, we've ticked off 76,000 subscribers. You know, by the time this video is going live, we might be close to 77k, of course. 80k, the big goal at the moment. Of course, the big goal, though, for the year, of course, is 100,000 subscribers. You know, if you're not already, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed as well for daily Formula 1 content. But having a look then at the championship standings, then we'll quickly have a bit of a recap over last weekend's results there. Valtteri Bottas even I should say, took his second win in a row there. McLaren have been on an absolute tear in recent weeks now. 3 race victories in a row. Mercedes are absolutely blundering at this stage of the championship. Hamilton did come second though in Canada, so he did further extend his lead over teammate George Russell there. But I mean, Bottas, yeah, less than 50 points back now. Could we see a bit of a momentum swing between McLaren and Mercedes as we head in towards the summer stretch there? Lando Norris still P4 ahead of Charles Leclerc, 6 points separating them. And you can see, yeah, for us, 2 effectively DNFs in the last 2 Grand Prix there. When one of them we took a big gamble and it didn't quite pay off. And then, yeah, like I said, Canada, I reckon we would have scored points in the Canadian Grand Prix. But I suppose we've got to put that behind us as we head into this weekend. They're still 10th in the Drivers' Championship, 6th in the Constructors there, with less than half the points of Alpine just in front of us. But of course, yeah, like I said, Silverstone, our home Grand Prix. We might have to take a couple of grid penalties though before we jump into it this weekend. Yeah, we might need a new gearbox, but that should be okay. Let's get into it then here from Silverstone. Right, well, heading into Silverstone then, like I said, I actually tried to record the Canadian Grand Prix earlier on today, so there's a little bit of emotion still going on. You know, not only is it frustrating to lose out points in a race, but of course it is also frustrating as well, you know, to lose out on what could have been a really good end to a video as well there. But clearly F1 22 had other ideas. I mean, we've had such a bad luck run of form in recent weeks, but you know, we're slowly learning more and more about the game, about the car, everything else, so fingers crossed, you know, that it will get better. I really do hope, and maybe that can start here at Silverstone. You know, it has very much become one of my favourite tracks in recent years on the F1 game, and as we head into the ERS program, 3/4 of a second up so far, and wedged up right at the top of the purple. Surely this is going to be a nice easy score. Now off the final corner then, up towards the start-finish line, 1.5 seconds up. That is going to be pretty comfortable. Yeah, luckily, of course, in the 1.07 patch that came out last week with Portimao, we have seen a few subtle changes to a lot of the practice programs, I should say. They're mainly affecting sort of top-end speed, so I think they might have nerfed them a bit too much, potentially. Either that or I'm running really low wing. I mean, high-speed circuits generally in the past were some of the easier ones to pick up the practice programs. I always remember going to Belgium. You could complete those by like 2.5 seconds on some of the older F1 games. So definitely still need some balancing worked out on F1 22. But, I mean, if it's going to make race sim runs a bit easier, then I'll absolutely take it. But, yeah, I don't know. It kind of just feels like you sort of lose the value of the programs. They just become a bit of a slog more than anything else when they're either impossible or just completely not a challenge. End of our race sim run then. There we go. Easy purple score there. All 3 laps, 2 seconds under the delta. Let's just hope, yeah, we can carry this pace into qualifying, but we've still got one more program to go. And always a good way to know if you're going to be able to carry good pace into qualifying is, of course, with the qualifying simulation run. Round in the final turn. Let's see what we can try and get out of the car this time round there. It's expecting a 29.7. We should theoretically smash that. How far off last place do we think a 29.7 will be when we get into qualifying, though? As we head through the final couple of corners, then again, another program, another 2 seconds up on the delta. I think a 29.7 is not going to be very fast when we get into the race, into qualifying even. Speaking of which, let's get into Saturday then, here from Silverstone. Formula 1 is finally back in 2022, and now you can rep your favourite teams. Of course, using the F1 store, every team now has merch lineups available, whether you're an Aston Martin fan, a Williams fan, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, the choice is completely up to you. But yeah, check out the F1 merch store down below for all the official releases from all of the teams. And of course, as always, if you use our links as well, you massively help support the channel. So yeah, give it a look and see if there's anything you like. Well, here we are then, Saturday from the British Grand Prix there. Want to, of course, give the home fans something to smile about, but I mean, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell and Lando Norris, I'm sure we're all probably going to be the main focus this weekend, rather than little old me trying to claim our way into Q2 here. But, you know, we'll wait and see what we can do nonetheless as we head on to our first Q1 lap. I mean, yeah, like I said, practice, if anything that's to go by, then we might have some solid pace here. We never really quite know what's going to happen in the world of F1 22. Every weekend seems unpredictable still on this game. It's normally a question of when or how we're going to get screwed, but you never know. Maybe Silverstone can be the turning point. Heading down in towards the final couple of turns, though, of this first run. Just tipping it in nice and tidy, or running a little bit wide out of... Is that Stowe? I can never remember the corner names around Silverstone. I know I always say it when we come back here, and I really should learn them at some point. Felipe Drugovich sets the pace on 28.3. We go barely half a tenth slower, though. Matching him on a 28.3 there. That's pretty good for a first run, as now Carlos Sainz, the Alpine, finds a whole lot more. Oh, just 40 seconds left on the clock then as we head round, about to start my second lap here in Q1. And currently we're right on the cusp, just in the drop zone, but I mean less than a tenth away from Drugovich and Nicholas Latifi here. So surely we can find another tenth and make it back into Q2 there. We've had quite a good little run of Q2 appearances. Last three were Grand Prix in a row there as we tip it through turn 1. Oh, it took a lot of curb there. Through turn 2. Make sure we get the car back over though, and that's a really nice tidy run through turn 3 there. Fantastic pickup with the curbing. Definitely not the same can be said for turn 4 though. Just clip the curb on the inside of the loop. But still a tenth up then as we head down the Wellington straight there. You can see times are improving. Esteban Ocon though in his Alpine only able to move up into P18 there, so really not a good qualifying session for him as well. That was not the best line through there. Come on, put the power down. Still a tenth up. So we head out past the old pit straight here. Just got to keep it clean and tidy as we head through the old turn 1. 50 metres, we'll turn it in. That was nice. Got a really good run on the X there. I had to blend the throttle last time around to make sure we kept it between the white lines. But now as you head through Maggotts and Beckett's, down one gear, down another, down into fifth gear there. Really attack the curves, but that's not worked out for me. That's a horrible run. As we head down in towards the final couple of corners of the lap there, you can see we're a quarter of a second up on the time Latifi set, but we clearly lose a lot through sector 3 there. We're slowing fast out through the next couple of turns there. We need to get a good run out of the final corner. Sweat mode is going to need to be engaged if we want to make it into Q2 of our home Grand Prix. Right the throttle out of the final corner, and luckily we just find enough, and that's P14. Panic averted. Heading in then to Q2 for the British Grand Prix. Of course, yeah, we've made it into Q2 the last few Grand Prix, but the last two, Baku and then, of course, Canada, we've had some absolute disasters in the second qualifying session, from hitting the wall in Baku to just not really getting a good lap in last time round in Montreal. We need to try and get a lap dialed in here and get ourselves... I don't think we'll make the top 10. There seems to be quite a big drop-off from 10th down to 11th, but yeah, if we can get through sort of P12 to P14, you know, not 16th once more, I'd walk away incredibly happy this weekend. Of course, fueled behind us by the home fans as well, but we'll wait and see as we head out onto the hangar straight then. So far this lap has felt pretty tidy. Wait and see what we can do though as we head through the final couple of corners there. Again, just a little bit of a wobble as we went through. I'm going to keep calling it Stowe, and I'm sure someone will be in the comments getting very angry at me, but through the final couple of turns we go. And we just get a nice run out of chicane once more. Yes, we can. P15, a 28 flat. I feel like everyone's finding more pace here. I don't feel like there's going to be another 4 tenths to get up to Gasly, but you never know. Mark there trying to give us some words of encouragement as we get ready then for our final lap of Q2 here for the British Grand Prix. We're going to need an absolute miracle if I was going to see it into Q3, but let's ride on board then for what will hopefully be our fastest lap of qualifying here for the British Grand Prix. Turn 1, take as much curb as you dare. Turn 2, just keep it nice and tidy as you brake just at the curbing. Ready for turn 3 there again. Nice pickup on the inside curb there. Second gear as you head through the second part of the loop. Then try to ride the throttle on the exit there. A little bit of a squirrel, but we keep it under control there to try and go the run of the least resistance out onto the Wellington straight there. Braking just for the 50-metre board in towards the next corner there. I like to leave it in 4th gear. Oh, on the way in there, but big wobble. And that might mean we can go for a uber late apex and try and carry the speed. Or it won't. How many times am I going to bottle Q2 runs on F122 though? I mean, we'll just do some donuts out in the grass as everyone else tries to finish off their last qualifying runs there. If I get outdone by Latifi, I'm going to be all kinds of disappointed in myself. But we had to go for it. We had to send it. And this time round, it just hasn't paid off. Right, well, having a look then at the final Q2 results there. Valtteri Bottas and Lando Norris. Again, McLaren half a second clear of Mercedes there, who's actually shared times at the end of Q2. Surely the Flying Finn won't cause the upset here at Silverstone. 3 Brits against him. Surely it can't go their way there. But we're going to be in a Canadian sandwich for the start of the Grand Prix tomorrow. However, I have got a trick up my sleeve. Let's get into it then here for the British Grand Prix. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto.
We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula 1 World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone and it's time for the British Grand Prix. The 3.6-mile long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and of Copse flat out. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Perez, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Sainz, and Kevin Magnussen, Albon, Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda and Stroll, Mr. Monaco, Latifi, Felipe Drugovich and Esteban Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Mick Schumacher, Joe and Robert Schwartzman. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat is Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching out for as they head into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
I know this is your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks.
Right, well here we are then on the grid, ready for the British Grand Prix, the home of Formula 1, the home of myself as well, I suppose. But yeah, ready today. Like I said, I've got a bit of a trick up my sleeve. We are going to try and do a soft to hard race here. Not sure how well it's going to work, but we got a fantastic start at Canada last time around there. So I'm thinking, you know, if we can then undercut some of the AI as well, you know, jump a few off the start, undercut a few more, maybe, just maybe, a top 10 is going to be doable here. I'm trying everything. I'm trying everything, Codemasters. Please, just let something work for me on F122. I mean, maybe if we get a lucky time safety car as well, we can try and move ourselves up the order. But, oh, everyone's, well, quite a few cars have decided the same thing as well there. So maybe the dream start that I was hoping for might not become a reality. Right, well, Lando Norris has got the best seat in the house then, ready for the start of the British Grand Prix. Can he take away his second race victory of the year? I mean, Monaco in your home race is not exactly two bad races to try and win, but he's got both Mercedes and his teammate Valtteri Bottas that are all going to be trying to stop him today. Maybe even the likes of Ferrari and Red Bull can try to get in there as well. Purple score on the lineup. Not quite sure why I'm aiming towards the pit wall, but, you know, we'll wait and see about that as we head down in towards someone. They're ready on the grid for the British Grand Prix. We need a good start here. 5 red lights, and it is going to be lights out, and away we go. Oh, not very well, apparently, there. I apologise, Latifi. Accidentally scrubbing into the side of the Williams as we almost ran into the back of him through turn 1 as well there. So really not the start we would have wanted, as we're going to go up the inside again, perhaps. We've got cars trying to look for moves absolutely everywhere through the first couple of corners. There is around the outside of Latifi and Lance Stroll there. We'll try and get ourselves all over the curbing on the exit. Almost 3 wide as Latifi and Stroll somehow give each other the racing room. Wasn't expecting that from these two as we're going to head down the Wellington straight on lap 1 there. Look at Latifi. Not afraid to get his elbows out, as I think that is the other Aston Martin and Williams going side by side there. Latifi's just going to get hung out to dry this. We'll try and come back at him again. Tsunoda gets a big wobble off the corner there, but somehow keeps hold of it, and we, in all of this, still end up down in P16 there. Piastri now just behind me after yet another disappointing qualifying session by him. But as we head through the old turn 1 there, Stroll now trying to look past Tsunoda, but it's really not been the start we would have wanted here at Silverstone, as well. Piastri, I think, just tried to think about sending it up the inside there. Can we get a good run, though, out onto the hangar straight here? You know, oh, there we go, Latifi again! I haven't seen Latifi battle this many cars since, well, he only ever really battles himself, doesn't he? In Formula 1 there. It's Tsunoda! Oh, we picked the wrong lane. I wanted to try and get past Latifi by following Tsunoda there, but he's now going to go defensive, move around a little bit in the braking zone. We'll try and get around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda there as well. Slam the door shut through the final corner there and up into P15 then of the Grand Prix. Where's Drugovich come from? Straight up into 16th place there, but we cannot afford to lose ground to Nicholas Latifi, as that is probably the worst line you'll ever see through turn 1 here. Right, we're trying to apply a bit more pressure to Nicholas Latifi then. I mean, really, Williams have brought some upgrades this weekend, but I don't want to be sat behind a Canadian all afternoon there, as we'll try and get a run off the corner. We're often pretty good top-end speed down this straight, but yeah, definitely don't really want to go for anything this time around. I mean, you won't have any DRS, so if we can hang close through the old turn 1 and through Maggots and Beckett's there, as that was nice and tidy through the old turn 1 in towards, like I said, that's not so nice and tidy there. I apologise to viewers. Viewer discretion is, of course, as always, advised with some of my lines in these races. But can we get a run now on Latifi as we head down the back straightaway? Yes, we absolutely can there, to the inside of the Canadian. Surely that's a done deal by the time we slow it down into the apex there. He tries to get under my gearbox, but we move up now as Lando Norris still leads the way. We've got Magnussen now must be battling with Alex Albon just up the road, but that's all for P11 as the top 10 are running away there. Pierre Gasly has latched onto that group up the road there. Look at that, 3 wide as they head down towards turn 1. Surely that's not going to end up well for one of them, and it is Lance Stroll that pulls the short straw that time round, but fair play to him for trying to go for it. As K-Mag and Albon both on mediums in front, we all need to try and get round them. So here we go, Albon probably going to try and get the run back on K-Mag as we head down the back straight. He looks for it, but nothing going that time round as we want to try and get past Sir Lancelot just behind him. Oh, Albon trying to muscle his way there, but Kevin Magnussen is certainly not a driver that will give you any more room than he absolutely has to. Whoa! That was a huge opposite lock save there. Somehow I had to try and pump the throttle out of the final corner to make sure the back end didn't completely snap round on me, and somehow once more we hang on. And somehow again we get a horrible run through turn 1. Again, K-Mag, Albon and Stroll all trying to duke it out through turn 1, and again it's Stroll that pulls the short straw, but Kevin Magnussen and Alex Albon still side by side. So a tiny bit of contact there, just trying to give Stroll the hurry up a little bit as we head out of the corner. But Kevin Magnussen not getting the run out onto the back straight. Here goes Lance. Why go there? Oh, Lance Stroll, you could have made that 3 wide and we could have tried to capitalise, but no. Stroll just sits in behind his teammate once more as we need to desperately try and get out for Canadian in this Grand Prix there. Don't do what we did in qualifying, because look at that, still Albon and K-Mag side by side there. The AI can give each other some fantastic battles on F1 22. Surely Albon now will make the move work. Yes, he has. Back up into P11 as Stroll again just weaving this way and that, trying to find any sort of space behind his teammate. Oh, we've got yellow flags out. Someone's got issues. It's yet again another Alfa Romeo. There's Schwartzman, of course, out last time round in Canada. As here goes Stroll now on Kevin Magnussen through the final corner. Is he going to be able to pull that one off? Kevin Magnussen. It's Schwartzman again out. Again, another Grand Prix there. So back-to-back DNFs. There's 1 Aston Martin and 2 navigated. As we get back down towards turn 1 there. Again, we run a tiny bit wide on the exit of turn 1, but I think it was just the compromised line in, and that's how you overtake both Aston Martins in a Grand Prix there. As yeah, Schwartzman out of 2 races in a row there, but I'm a bit more hyped up with the move we just pulled off. Apologies that I ran slightly wide on the exit, but like I said, compromised line on the way in, we had to send it. Next up, Albon. End lap 8 though, we have absolutely destroyed this set of tyres in this Grand Prix there as we head through the final couple of turns. Oh, K-Mag, no, we need to pit. Kevin, I'm sorry. Oh, make sure we get the car slowed down as well. Yes! We got away with it. That definitely said 38 miles an hour on the way into the pit lane there, but that all got a little bit chaotic for just a brief moment. But luckily in the pit lane, we can take a chance to breathe in this GP. Yeah, their team wanted us in the end of this lap as Pierre Gasly, I think he's the man that separates us from points in this GP there. You know, sort of the one outlier from the midfielders who's up inside the top 10. 2.4 second stop isn't too shabby either. But yeah, we're going to have our work cut out if we want to try and stick close to the likes of K-Mag and co. But we have got a few laps to try and unleash the undercut and hopefully build up a bit of safety. Noda and Stroll in at the end of the very next lap there. Stroll's gone on to mediums? Well, Aston Martin have clearly thrown away Lance Stroll's Grand Prix. They're not too sure what's going on down there because I see no way he can make it to the checkered flag on a set of medium tyres there. As are we going to re-emerge anywhere near them? I've certainly lost a bit of time to Pierre Gasly over this outlap there, as there goes Tsunoda behind us. But look at that Stroll. They've certainly gained a lot over that one lap there. And of course, yeah, he's going to have cold rubber though. But I mean, we're not really going to gain much against him. Just wait and see there as we head out of the loop. Gap back within 1 second. So if we can try and hang on, that would be nice, but yeah, we certainly haven't gained anything so far. Alright, end of lap 12 then in this Grand Prix. Sat just behind Lance Stroll at the moment as we're starting to see a few more cars into the pit lane. Kind of just thought, you know, it'd be easier just to let Stroll drag me along for a few laps, especially when we know he's going to have to pit again before the end of the race. So Zhou Guanyu and I think that was Mick Schumacher now have both been navigated. Yeah, I mean, we're doing alright at the moment. We're just sort of keeping out of trouble. How was Albon pulled out like 3 seconds on us over those few laps? So there's no way he's had the pace to do that. But, I mean, if Stroll can bring us a little bit closer to him, the gap between them less than 2 seconds at the moment, and Stroll should still theoretically be faster. Maybe we can still use Lance to get up to Albon, and then we've just got to pray someone inside the top 10 DNFs. And our point could still be doable here. There we go, Oscar Piastri into the pits. So you're still gaining a bit of time on Albon and Stroll. There we just need Stroll to get inside the DRS range of the Williams, of course, before he boxes again in this Grand Prix. But we should re-emerge then, what, about P12, P13, maybe even P14. Of course, really depends on where K-Mag comes out in all of this as we head out through the final corner once more. There is Kevin Magnussen heading out of the pit lane. This could be very, very close on pit exit there. No, we're not going to be out by Kevin Magnussen. We're actually going to be out beside Felipe Drugovich here. So we're going to try and go around the outside of the Haas car like he's not even there. But K-Mag struggling on, of course, his cold set of hard tyres there. Will Stroll now be able to get the run? Where are we going? Oh, that's our big scary moment of the Grand Prix there. Second big scary moment of the Grand Prix, but I should say, is now Stroll and Kevin Magnussen side by side as we head down through the next corner. But that's going to give Albon even more of a chance to try and break away here, as the hard tyres do take probably pretty much an entire lap to warm up around this circuit. But do I work with K-Mag, or do I try and get the jump on the Dane here? We'll have to wait and see as we head through the old Turn 1. I'm trying to attack the curbs on the way in, but Stroll now just edging away once more. We might have to slot back in and just play the patience game. Oh, we got yellow flags out. Someone's got issues a bit further back. Don't say it's the McLaren. Oh no, it's Oscar Piastri. I completely forgot we were orange. That's not good by me. But Oscar Piastri out of the British Grand Prix there. I think he was running down in last place. But really, again, a bit of an afternoon to forget for our teammate. But Piastri out of the Silverstone race.
Oscar is out of the race.
That's annoying. Go. K-Mag on Stroll though at the end of lap 15 there. Who's going to come out on top in this battle? Looks like Lance Stroll will just about for now keep the advantage, but can't be much longer before Stroll boxes back in this Grand Prix there. And I mean, we could try and move up into P12, but Alex Albon, yeah, and Pierre Gasly have both done a fantastic job today just to break out of the gaggle of cars there. I mean, Gasly pretty much did it at the start of the race there, and Albon kind of done it through a bit of good luck as well, of course, with Stroll and K-Mag battling. I think the question at the moment, though, has got to be, when are we going to see Lance Stroll back into the pit lane then in this Grand Prix there? Because I think Kevin Magnussen's starting to get a little bit fed up getting stuck behind his teammate there, and I certainly am as well. But I need these two to start battling if we want any opportunity to try and sneak round them, as there goes Kevin Magnussen to the inside of Strulovic once more. And Kevin Magnussen really gets his elbows out that time round, but so does Lance Stroll there. A bit of contact between the two Aston Martins. Keep it tidy, boys. Oh, Stroll! Big lock up there. We're going to try and make it 3 wide around the outside of the pair of them. Can we have made it a double Aston Martin overtake again? No, we cannot. Lance Stroll has caused carnage there. We've been collected. The safety car's out. And I've got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Ocon as we go backwards down in towards Turn 1. What on earth has gone on there? I mean, unfortunately, you can't even see what's happened, but all it is just carnage there as we get dragged down the front straight by Esteban Ocon there. I mean, I'm trying to turn out of it. Not too happy with a 5-second penalty there. I think, like I said, one of the Aston Martins just tagged me heading through the final corner, but that has brought out the safety car. We've got a lot of cars apparently that might also get penalties here, but somehow no DNFs from that. But Silverstone, the curse continues around this track of me getting involved in incidents, as we picked up a little bit of front wing damage, maybe a tiny bit of floor damage as well, as I think, yeah, Guan Yu Zhou and Nicolas Latifi have also picked up penalties. But we are there. Why? Why? We are definitely, I mean, we're going to box anyway at the end of this lap to go onto a set of soft compound tyres to see us through to the checkered flag, but now we're definitely going to have to because we've got no wing. Right, well, having a look then at the current race order, you can see Latifi and Zhou Guanyu have both got penalties for not letting me by there, but Championship leader Hamilton down in P5 at the moment, but Lando Norris still leads this Grand Prix. It has historically been a track that McLaren have always gone well at in these career modes, but yeah, we're currently down in last place though, but we are on a set of soft compound tyres, so fingers crossed by the end we can try and recover our way up the order a little bit, as we shall wait and see. Right, the safety car in then at the end of lap 21. We're going to get 5 laps of racing to see us home to the checkered flag here, and we are on some fairly fresh, they've definitely got a little bit of wear on them, tyres in this GP. I mean, 2 places a lap would require an absolute miracle to see us into the points, but we're going to try and absolutely send it here in the final few laps of Silverstone. This track has so often provided great racing before, and maybe that can continue today as Lando Norris, out of the final couple of corners, he is going to lead the way to start lap 22 of 26 here. but we have not had a particularly good restart there. We just got boxed in at the wrong part of the lap. We're going to have to try and get the tyres up to temperature, and then we're going to have to absolutely go for it. Ocon now trying to make a move, sorry, Lance Stroll even trying to make a move on Esteban Ocon as we head down the back straightaway here. Not too sure why Ocon's lacked pace so much this weekend, as why on earth, as I'm guessing K-Mag and Esteban Ocon both dived into the pit lane at the end of that lap there. That makes absolutely zero sense to me as we get all over the curbing on the exit. So I guess now we are going to be the only car on a fresh set of soft compound tyres in this GP trying to make it through to the checkered flag there. Of course, Latifi and Zhou Guanyu have both got penalties, but we need to try and get past more cars, as at the moment we just can't do anything. Here we are getting a run down the Wellington Straight on Lance Stroll to the inside. Will absolutely send it there. That was a very, very aggressive move there. Hopefully took Stroll by surprise. And that's one car navigated then. Everyone else now, of course, is on old hard tyres. That's the other big difference. So surely, you know, these guys are going to be sitting ducks. But I'm still not optimistic. The points are going to be possible by the end. There is a bit of a wobble through the old turn one. Is certainly not going to do me any favours. Here we go then. Come on, Zhou Guanyu. Just accept defeat, man. Allow us to make the move work there as we're going to go again for another late send in towards the corner there. But look at that, Zhou Guanyu having nothing of it. Completely sent it back around the outside of me there as we're going to try and go up the inside in towards the final couple of corners. There, you can try it once, mate, and we might let you get away with it. But try it twice, and we will absolutely send it. Mark happy with that one. Is back up into P16 then of the Grand Prix, but then there's a 3-second gap up the road to Mick Schumacher. This just is not going to finish the way I really wanted it to, as DRS I think now is re-enabled, so surely Latifi is going to be a much easier pass. Well, we battled Latifi early on in this Grand Prix, but I certainly don't want to have much of a battle with him again late on in this race, as Hamilton Verstappen style back into the old turn one. But Latifi thinks better of it, and we will now move back up into P15. There's still 3 seconds the gap to the cars in front. If they all start battling in the final couple of laps here, I'm just being very optimistic, to be honest, but you never know. Well, heading into the final lap then of the British Grand Prix, it is all still to play for at the front of the field there, as I mean, yeah, our tyres I think are going off once more. They're a horrible run through the final couple of turns, but can Lando Norris hang on for his second career victory, or will Valtteri Bottas make it 3 wins in a row in this season? There will be a fantastic comeback already against Mercedes, just as immediately flipped in towards McLaren's favour at the moment. But I think for now, Lando Norris might just have enough here. Like I said, the tyres have completely gone off late on in the afternoon. We are still taking a bit of time out of the cars in front, but it was always going to be too little too late here, I feared, in the British Grand Prix. But as long as we see a Brit stand back on the top step of the podium, I think we can walk away from this weekend. I mean, we're still gutted with the result we're going to get, thanks to Lance Stroll and Kevin Magnussen, 2 of F1's least aware drivers, managing to take me out there. Perhaps I was a bit optimistic trying to make it 3 wide, but that's the way F1 goes sometimes. As you can see, tyre wear warning light has now flashed up as well. But who is going to walk away with the victory here at Silverstone? You can see the McLarens are side by side on the minimap. I think Lando Norris has just about done enough here, but I don't want to call it before they get back round to the checkered flag. Round in the final corners, it is going to be another McLaren 1-2 in this career mode, and it is Lando Norris who takes home the race victory there. Bottas sneaks the fastest lap past him right at the checkered flag there, but round in the final few corners for us. We tried a different strategy today. We got taken out. It's still P15 to P15, but it really hurts.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Plenty of action here at Silverstone, a memorable race and an impressive victory. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight. After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Well, not the result our points leader would have wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Lando Norris, hasn't it? Smooth, confident and assured. I've got no doubt that he and his team are going to be over the moon with his performance today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Well, there we are then, the end of the British Grand Prix there, and it is Lando Norris with his second career victory. Like we said, won at Monaco, now wins at home. Not a bad little run for old Lando Norris there, but he finishes ahead of his teammate Valtteri Bottas by just 0.3 of a second when they got back to the checkered flag there. Russell in third ahead of Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. A disappointed P5 there means his gap at the top of the championship does come down. The only drivers to swap inside the top 9 there for Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen just jumped, well, Max Verstappen got the jump on Perez at the end of the day there. Ricardo Sainz and then Alex Albon getting a point for Williams there. A fantastic job done by him as Gasly did get completely screwed by that safety car there. Was running in a comfortable 10th place all on his lonesome there. But you can see, having a look at the rest of your finishers there, just Piastri and Schwartzman not making it home to the checkered flag there. The 2021 Prema lineup both out of the British GP there. Championship-wise, though, Hamilton still has a 22-point lead at the top of the table, but Bottas and Lando Norris are certainly closing in there. Top 4 now separated by 61 points in the championship. We're still 10th at the moment, but Esteban Ocon is slowly but surely bringing that gap down. There is no movement in the drivers' table. Constructors-wise, though, McLaren, again, that gap's coming down quite rapidly at the moment. They're just down to 79 points at the moment as well. But thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and we will return very, very soon with more F1 2021, F1 22 content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.